Hello everybody, my name is Kayleigh and I am from Reading Fairy, and I've got a little video here with some top tips on reading with your baby. It is never too early to start reading with your baby. You can read with them from birth. There's lots of different ways to do it, but it's also never too late. So if you haven't yet started reading with your baby and you'd like to, then any time is a good time to start reading with them. And it's such a wonderful bonding experience that hopefully the tips in this video can help you start that, and we'll be creating readers for life. There's loads of research around about the direct positive impact of early reading skills on academic attainment and academic achievement in the later years. But not only that, there's just a lovely way of spending some time with your baby, just the two of you, and creating a wonderful experience of sharing stories. The more your baby hears language, the more they hear stories, the more you're enriching them with language. And the more they hear, the more words that they can learn. So reading stories, sharing stories, and singing nursery rhymes are really enriching your baby with language. So when they do start to talk, they are already set up with so much language, and it really, really helps them communicate at a later stage. All you need to do is just take 10 minutes a day and settle down with no distractions, or just a little bit of time when your baby is alert, and share this time together. It could be at any point during the day. You could do it just before bed. So sometimes it's really nice to integrate a bedtime story into their bedtime routine, or just a story into their bedtime routine. It gets them understanding that it's calm down time. They have the story, sends them off into a really nice sleep. You could read in the bath. So there are some wonderful bath books that are, they're waterproof. You can have them in the bath. So maybe if when your baby is having a bath, they're quite alert, this is a lovely time to share a story. Just after, when they've woken up from their nap, it could be a nice way of getting them back into the world after they've had a sleep. In the mornings, we love to share stories in our house in the mornings before we have breakfast. It's a lovely, lovely way just to spend a little bit of time sharing stories. Now, depending on the age of your baby, it depends on how you can share these stories with them. So your baby is 3 months old, they're going to be listening to the sound of your voice, they're going to be looking at your facial expressions, and really, really taking in what you're saying. Once your babies get a little bit older, 8, 9 months, a year old, they may well sit with you and start turning the pages, lifting flaps in books, and then it becomes much more about the book and interacting with the book. When your babies are young, then it really doesn't matter what you read. You can read to them the newspaper, you can read to them a magazine, a recipe is always a good one. It doesn't have to be a story, but you can make anything engaging. Even with the That's Not My books, they don't seem to have a story, but you can really make them fun and engaging. You kind of want to put on a bit of a performance. You can do loud voices and quiet voices and funny voices, and it doesn't matter that it's not a story with characters talking. So you could just be, That's Not My Lion. So people say, that's not my lion. His ears are too soft. So you're changing your voice. And this one, that's not my lion. His paws are too rough. So you're changing your voice, you're using different voices, and it can keep your baby engaged, and they will find it very, very funny. That's not my lion. Its tail is too fluffy. Those sorts of things. So even if it's not a story with characters talking, you can change your voice. You can change all the voices in there and make it really, really entertaining. You can also use puppets. If you've got a lion puppet or a lion teddy, then you can use the story as a way of interacting with the puppet, and they're still hearing that story, and they're still being enriched with that language. There is a wonderful statistic that if you read to your baby every day, if you read a book to your baby every day, by the time that they are 5, they will have read 1,825 books. In reality, you will have read to them 1,825 times, but you probably would have read the same book every day for months. But it's lovely because what happens is your babies start to anticipate the story. When they get older to toddlers, they start repeating things from the book. So they remember things and they start repeating it. And it's such a lovely activity to do. And all it takes is just 10 minutes a day to introduce it into your baby's routine. So why not try it today? Why not find the time in your day to day to introduce reading and story sharing with your baby? And you'll find that it comes really, really easy, and you'd be surprised at how many babies and children love stories. If you would like any more information, then you can go to the World Book Day website, and they have lots of ideas of sharing stories. They've got activities that you can do based around really lovely books like Dear Zoo and The Hungry Caterpillar. These are lovely books to share with your baby. If you're looking for recommendations on what type of books or good books to read to your baby based on their age, if you go to the Book Trust website, they have recommendations for each age group, what to be reading with them, what you can share with them. But it's ultimately up to you and what you read and what you enjoy as well. So even if you are reading a picture book to your 6-month-old, you can flick through the pages and make up your own story. They're looking at the pictures. You don't have to read all of the words, but they're getting the idea that books have pages and they've got pictures and they've got a beginning and middle. You get to the end and close it up. So I really hope that these have been some good top tips for you to start your reading and story sharing journey with your babies. Thanks very much, and I will see you soon.